Hollywood's bustin' loose, bustin' loose.
Your Hollywood Local is brought to you by Sunrise Buick. Welcome once more to Your Hollywood Local, the right spot, the only spot that brings you news and views from Tinseltown to your town. I'm Jazzy Rita. I'm your host this week along with Jay Styles. Hello, Jay.
Jazzy Rita, how you doing? How's your week?
I'm doing great. The week was wonderful because I knew I'd get to spend it with you and with you too. Today's show is sponsored by Logan Westbrook's Productions.
Now check this out. If you want to be a star in the music business, you should also check out some really great books by Logan Westbrook.
Indeed. I mean, this man is all about it. A former music executive who wrote the book, The Anatomy of the Music Industry, along with 30 other music professionals.
Wow.
Coming up, we'll feature one of the artists who is in the book.
But not only that, we'll also talk to some stars who believe in sharing the dream.
Good to have a dream.
Oh, yes, sir.
I have a dream.
Yes,
and that is a fact. Oh, and by the way, today's show is presented in partnership with Lee Bailey's EURweb.com. Right now, it's all about love and the all-new UMC network.
Now that's Bob Johnson's new venture called the Urban Movie Channel, right?
That is it indeed.
Okay, Bob, all right.
He's a busy man.
All right.
One of the shows is called Black Love. It was previously shown on OWN, but now you can stream it exclusively on UMC.TV.
And not only that, they got a hilarious romantic comedy called Couples Night starring Tony Rock and Malik Whitfield.
I just worked with him on a movie.
Oh, wow.
I sure did.
Okay.
Right now,
okay,
though, Hollywood Local gives you a sneak peek.
Close the door.
Which door?
The door
Any
that's
of the doors
open.
that are open that have the TV on. I'm not quite clear.
More people would be terrified when they walked down the aisle if they understood exactly what marriage was about. Just like you get up every morning at 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. to go to the gym because you know you got that little pooch on your stomach, even though you don't want to get up. You see a little, you got to go for it. So I got it.
I was telling my friend Joelle that was visiting with me, I was like, wow, he's such an awesome guy. And I remember saying to her specifically, I was like, that's the kind of guy I wish I could marry.
We went to the movies.
Yeah, we went to the movies.
And I started feeling on her leg.
And I didn't stop him.
It was kind of like a narrow opening to the kitchen, and so we kind of squeezed past each other. And as we were squeezing past each other, I was like,
I'm in love with her.
And then when I saw her, it was like, that's her.
Everything inside of me said, you absolutely have to say something to this woman.
Don't ever think that a baby is going to just bring you closer. It brings you closer for a minute, but then reality hits.
Because as long as we were trying to fix the relationship, it got worse.
I remember we would have more arguments.
But don't tell him that's ugly. And then, like, you turn away like, okay, next. Like, no, I'm sorry. No, actually, I'm not sorry.
The first thing she said was, I'm mad, I'm real mad. And the second thing she said was, but I'm not leaving.
She did this thing. And I suggest every woman do this to her man at least one time. I came home and the house smelled like cleaning products.
Oh, yeah.
That story? You all right if I tell that story?
Oh, yeah, go right ahead.
At 20, I could have gotten married. I probably should. I couldn't have? I couldn't, maybe not to her.
He was like drinking my milk.
But that's okay.
I'm like, really, Corey?
It's like getting a needle where you're just like, oh my God, this is gonna hurt.
Marrying me was like getting a needle.
That's how I felt. That's how I felt. Like,
all of a sudden, that knock on the door was so loud. And they said, we had 5 minutes to get out. I think that has to be like one of the worst days of my life.
I was so nervous until I finally told him, Julius, I have bad credit. He said, I knew your black ass had bad credit from the moment I met you. But that's all right, I got good credit. We can use up my credit, that's okay.
Kev, we are too young to be this boring. We need some friends.
We are not boring. We're living the dream.
Have you guys met any other young couples? Maybe get out and have some fun?
Take your crap and grow the hell up, bro!
What's wrong with you?
First thing in the morning, I will ask them to keep it down. Kev, the neighbors are having a party and we're invited. We've lived underneath them for the last few months and we haven't even introduced ourselves.
What's your name, bro?
Kev.
Kev, nice. Hey, y'all, this is Key and Kev, y'all. Black neighbors.
Oh, it's an agreement to be a faithful Couples Club member.
It's a contract.
All right, so the first game of the night is called Do You Know Your Partner?
Every black man knows how many rings Jordan got.
Okay, well, then how many championships do the Lakers have?
14.
16. I know I got that right, too.
Don't hate me because I'm a star, darling.
What exactly do you do here? Started a food blog?
Girl's gotta get her hustle on.
That's right. 22 people did like my photo. Look, why aren't people following me, Sherry?
People want to see hips, they want to see cleavage, they want to see thighs. That's how everyone is selling stuff these days.
Your wife is killing it, dog.
How was it, the people?
You know about this?
Happy birthday, Mr. President.
I think we made a mistake.
Guess what tonight is?
Couples night.
Forget that.
No. See, I knew she was gonna try that. That's why I brought this. Bang! You ain't getting out that easy. What's this? It says we will not let anger.
But you think I wasn't gonna find out about the video?
Why is everything always all about you, Sherry? Disagreements or fights.
Don't
say my baby.
Look at my height. Look at what he put me through.
Interrupt our couples night festivities.
I don't think that applies when you're getting divorced.
I've been through the trenches with women I ain't forgive yet, and she been through the city with men that's been inconsiderate.
Both of those titles are available on umc.tv. Jay, are you into streaming?
Absolutely. Amazon Prime is my go-to.
So you know how to do all that.
Yeah, no doubt.
Okay. Well, whether you like to stream or see it on the big screen, great movies just keep on coming. I mean, man, what can we say about Black Panther?
What can we say about Black Panther? I mean, how about that $1 billion?
How about it?
How about that?
About it.
Show me the money.
That's right. Well, you know, according to EUR Web, Disney is going to donate $1 million from the proceeds to STEM programs. And what do you say to that?
Wakanda.
I
had to do it.
I had to do it too. I don't know if I would shave my head. I knew you'd say that. I want to go back to Wakanda just in case we have some future superstars watching. This is what a $1 billion dream looks like.
I had a very personal connection to the comic book. But when I was reading comic books and in the comic books in elementary school, I actually, started to want to read about a character that was black. I come across a few, but I was really interested in one that maybe had their own comic book. And I went into the comic book shop that was close to my school and I asked, and they took me over to the Black Panther comic. That's how I first heard about it. So I always had that experience, in my mind. I put my all into it, and did everything that I could to try to make it the best film it could be. The most important elements for me were that it worked as a piece of entertainment. You know what I mean? And I say that by Marvel Studios put out some great films, man, and they consistently take audiences on a ride, that you feel fortunate to have been a part of, so I wanted to fulfill that. The other thing I wanted to do was to feel current, you know what I mean, and feel like it's of this world. I wanted Wakanda to feel tactile and real, so much so that people would want to go there, after the film was done, and the last thing I would say is to make the characters believable, to have each character have a very specific position, taking very specific actions that were always understandable for the audience. I mean, look, our diversity and our representation was really true to the story. You know what I mean? You can't make a movie about Wakanda, without having these actors of African descent. You know what I mean? In the film, I think more than anything, I hope that this movie kind of opens up our ideas of what a blockbuster is and what it can be. You know what I mean? What these types of films should look like. You know what I mean? It should. I think that if it changes people's opinions in that way, you know, I mean, I think that'd be the greatest gift.
Black Panther is a world leader. That's a responsibility that other superheroes don't commonly have, that he has to look out for an entire nation.
Soon, there will only be the conquered and the conquerors.
The Dora Milaje are women who pledged their lives to the throne and to the security of the kingdom.
Wakanda forever!
My character, Okoye, is the general of the armed forces as a whole.
Okoye represents the old guard and tradition, while my character, Nakia, challenges tradition.
You get to decide what kind of king you are going to be.
Nakia was born to be a warrior. She was born with a warrior spirit.
I got into a disagreement. Made a bit of a mess.
Training was very, very interesting. The Dora have a way of fighting that was supposed to be inspired by moving as one. The Dora work together to take down somebody, like the fight we have with Killmonger.
Step into the spotlight.
The action's there. It's not your typical film. It's raw. It's real.
Step into the spotlight.
Don't freeze.
I never freeze.
All right, so next up, EUR Web's Jill Monroe was on hand at the recent Sharing the Dream Foundation dinner.
And what a night it was.
Was it?
What's so great about your Hollywood Local is that we really get to show you who is out there doing good things in the world. You know, sharing their fame, their fortune, and most of all, their love.
Now let's see who Jill ran into, shall we?
We shall.
Let's do it.
Hey, it's Jill Monroe live on the red carpet from the Martin Luther King Jr. Health Foundation Sharing the Dream Luncheon. This year they're honoring Pat Harvey, Susan Kelechi Watson, and Steve Ballmer, the owner of the Los Angeles Clippers, making a very special announcement. Come join us. So you're being honored today. You are a staple in the Los Angeles community, and this hospital at one time represented some negative connotations. Tell us about the importance of it coming back and thriving in this current environment especially.
I cannot describe just how elated I am for this hospital, and I give all the credit to the people behind it, Dr. Batchelor, Diane Sublett, and of course this Martin Luther King Community Hospital Foundation. I was part of the press, obviously. I've been here 28 years, and I remember the negative stories. It seemed day after day we were talking about something so dire. They gave it such a horrible connotation, the hospital. And it closed. That broke my heart as well, because I knew this was going to be an important population, underserved already, now not served at all. So I knew about people being displaced and how their health care was going to suffer as a result of that. But when I heard about the plans for this hospital, I would say 5 years ago in the planning stages, to see where it is today, I am so happy, because it is proof that when people really come together, not only do they have a good idea, but it's good for the community. And you know what? I sort of love when naysayers are proven wrong. I think the odds against this hospital really doing well and thriving were against them, and here it is. It's doing better than expected. So I am very, very happy about that.
So first of all, I want to congratulate you on being honored here and on your nominee for the NAACP Awards on Monday. So just a great weekend. Tell me about the excitement for participating in this as well as Monday's nomination.
Well, man, you know, this is like such a surprise for me when they first told me, but I was so honored because realizing the effect that the character and the circumstances of the show is having on our community, and you know, just kind of across the world, you know, this feeling of finally getting to learn, you know, what it is that happens in a successful family, and that can be a black family as well. You know, it's surprising to a lot of people, maybe not to us, but it surprises a lot of people. I'm just happy to be able to represent that. You know, I'm happy to be able to be a game changer. That's huge. But I understand that the game has changed, you know what I mean? And I deeply appreciate that. And I'm happy to be representing that.
So your parents are of Jamaican descent, correct? And being that this is MLK weekend and what we're honoring and the president's recent remarks, how do you think that events like this can help sort of shape the change and fuel positiveness coming out of a sort of negative connotation that's happening right now?
You know, I try not to get caught up too much in just ignorant stuff. I try to just appeal to people who are open-minded and who are actually thinkers. So, I don't know, to me, to disregard immigrants or any particular culture makes no sense to me. So I really don't take up that cross. I don't get too much into that. But I will say that I'm always happy to represent my culture. I think that this country, and I know this country is made up of immigrants who have done positive things to forward the country and actually make America what America is. So, you know, my parents did that for me, for our family. And, you know, I'm proud to be standing here as a Jamaican American and, you know, receiving this honor. And we're part of what makes up the fabric that is America, you know.
Tell us about your excitement for being involved with this foundation and the return to MLK Hospital to its prominent spot for it.
Nothing but good news here. We're excited about the fact that the Martin Luther King Jr. Community Hospital has made such a favorable impact in the county of Los Angeles. It is doing its job and it's doing it well, and that's plenty good news. The patients are happy, the families are happy, the providers are happy, the county of Los Angeles is happy, and so we celebrate the birth, the life, the advocacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. this weekend with nothing but good news for the Martin Luther King Jr. Community Hospital.
So how is your son doing? I know that he had some health issues and recently had to retire. How's that front?
Well, on the personal front, we have a lot for which to be thankful, and I'm pleased that Sebastian is doing nicely. He's progressing steadily, and his prognosis is very favorable.
Folks, Bob Burke from Sunrise Buick GMC truck. Gonna buy a truck? Sunrise has new trucks, used trucks, big trucks, little trucks, custom trucks, factory trucks, long bed trucks, short bed trucks, flare side trucks, crossover trucks, regular cab trucks, extended cab trucks, 3-door trucks, conversion vans, Acadias, Canyons, stick shift trucks, automatic trucks, 6-cylinder trucks, 8-cylinder trucks, heavy-duty trucks, light-duty trucks, work trucks, play trucks, Yukons, 2-wheel drive trucks, 4-wheel drive trucks, Sierra trucks, SUVs, trucks for rich folks and trucks for poor folks. Want a truck? Sunrise, we are professional grade.
What if you could learn from experts who have impacted the careers of Prince, Mary J. Blige, Janet Jackson, Sade, Nelly, Kirk Franklin, and many more? If you've got superstar talent, get superstar insight. Dr. Logan H. Westbrooks has compiled the new book, The Anatomy of the Music Industry.
Keep what you got until you get what you need, y'all.
The Anatomy of the Music Industry is available at Amazon.com. The Anatomy of the Music Industry. Handle your business, or someone else will.
The Jugs of Memphis host their annual Living Ads Luncheon to benefit the Goodwill Homes, Saturday, April 28th at 11:30 a.m. at the Elvis Presley Guest House, 3600 Elvis Presley Boulevard. For tickets, call 901-305-6618. Okay, so the guy you're about to meet is a writer, a producer, a rapper, a minister of the gospel. I mean, he is supernatural, on a supernatural high, because he hangs out with the Most High. His name is the Prophet X. He shares a lot of wisdom for faith-based artists in the book, and here he is in a Your Hollywood Local double feature. Enjoy the music of the Prophet X.
Ruling over every
everything, working wonders with these words while I'm fighting to bring new levels to the game, redefining what's clean, transparent lifestyle no one has ever seen. A prophet for the Christ, and I'm so much about that life, I just might place my hands on a paraplegic man. Command him to stand, raising both of his hands. See, nothing is impossible for the Son of Man. I'ma lift up his name and carry it through this land, from the cold concrete to the Jerusalem sands. And no, it don't surprise me that these haters still despise me, yet I'm still moving wisely with my brothers like the Isleys. I believe we need an end of division. Stop running off at the mouth and just listen. This beat is like a bait and I'm a fisherman fishing, catching them as heathens, transmitting in the Christian. You better recognize now how this thing go. 24/7 for the Lord, this ain't a game, bro. Don't ask for it if you don't want it. We soldiers for the Christ, we gon' keep it 100. You better recognize now how this thing go. 24/7 for the Lord, this ain't a game, bro. Don't ask for it if you don't want it. We soldiers for the Christ, we gon' keep it 100. I don't believe what these rappers say, they all liars. Pinocchio syndrome spreading through the microphone, and I don't really care how many stations you're on, when the fact is you whacking, we ain't feeling the song. How you gonna sell your soul just to get on a new level with the devil you don't even fit on? My only mission is to keep the gospel moving along. And yeah, your beat is banging, but you're using it wrong. Instead of running off at the mouth about cheddar, you need to man up and tell us how to live better. But whatever for the loss, you choose to remain lost. You keep counting your paper and I keep counting the costs, and spitting out the fire like I'm sipping hot sauce. But every single worker wanna act like they the boss. Any one of y'all wanna step your foot across and get laid down at the cross with this lyrical holocaust. Bring it. You better recognize now how this thing go. 24/7 for the Lord, this ain't a game, bro. Don't ask for it if you don't want it. We soldiers for the Christ, we gon' keep it 100. You better recognize now how this thing go. 24/7 for the Lord, this ain't a game, bro. Don't ask for it if you don't want it. We soldiers for the Christ, we gon' keep it 100. Somebody should've stopped me at the door and frisked me, cause Christians in the club is known to get risky. Stepping with my weapon, and I'm not talking about bullets. Got that loaded King James, and I'm not afraid to pull it. Busting in the crowd with them scriptures real quick, leave you all praying face down. Genuflect, Christian rappers way more than claiming we got spits. We spread it like full splits and standing in pulpits, changing up the game in his name for salvation. Touch the whole world like hands across the nation, cleaned and anointed by the blood sanitation. Got worldly rappers swallowing their words, strangulation. Forever I'ma lift up the name of my Jesus. Never stop spitting this fire, the world needs this. Pouring out my heart and my soul, please believe this. Invisible man, can't none of y'all see this. You better recognize now how this thing go. 24/7 for the Lord, this ain't a game, bro. Don't ask for it if you don't want it. We soldiers for the Christ, we gon' keep it 100. You better recognize now how this thing go. 24/7 for the Lord, this ain't a game, bro. Don't ask for it if you don't want it. We soldiers for the Christ, we gon' keep it 100.
Let me be less and you be more. Let me be less and you be more. Let me be less and you be more. Pour me out, pour me out, pour me out.
Hey yo, I'm down for whatever, and when I say whatever, I really mean whatever, not whatever you think that I mean. If you really bout it, and you never doubt.
Hi, folks. Bob Burkhammer, Sunrise Buick GMC Truck. Gonna buy a truck? Sunrise has new trucks, used trucks, big trucks, little trucks, custom trucks, factory trucks, long bed trucks, short bed trucks, flare side trucks, crossover trucks, regular cab trucks, extended cab trucks, 3-door trucks, conversion vans, Acadias, Canyons, stick shift trucks, automatic trucks, 6-cylinder trucks, 8-cylinder trucks, heavy-duty trucks, light-duty trucks, work trucks, play trucks, Yukons, 2-wheel drive trucks, 4-wheel drive trucks, Sierra trucks, SUVs, trucks for rich folks, and trucks for poor folks. Want a truck? Sunrise, we are professional grade.
What if you could learn from experts who have impacted the careers of Prince, Mary J. Blige, Janet Jackson, Sade, Nelly, Kirk Franklin, and many more? If you've got superstar talent, get superstar insight. Dr. Logan H. Westbrooks has compiled the new book, The Anatomy of the Music Industry.
Keep what you got until you get what you need, y'all.
The Anatomy of the Music Industry is available at Amazon.com. The Anatomy of the Music Industry. Handle your business, or someone else will.
The Jugs of Memphis host their annual Living Ads Luncheon to benefit the Goodwill Homes, Saturday, April 28th at 11:30 a.m. at the Elvis Presley Guest House, 3600 Elvis Presley Boulevard. For tickets, call 901-305-6618.
Now let's get a glimpse of more of the good things going on in the Southern Belt.
That's a good idea. Here's Raya Wooten for some news on a local talent turned Hollywood star, Elise Neal.
I'm your host, Raya Wooten, and tonight I am at the 3rd annual Spirit of the Dream event. Tonight's event is in hopes to support research for the St. Jude Research Hospital. In just a few, we're going to catch up with some of the guests that are here tonight. Stay tuned and keep watching. Tonight, I'm with Elise Neal, and she was actually the host speaker tonight. So how are you feeling being selected as a host speaker at this beautiful event that funds the research for St. Jude?
Tonight was really amazing, and to be the first person to be the Spirit of the Dream host was amazing, St. Jude is really something that I've started working with like 5 years ago, and I've done two tours of the hospital and seen all of the innovation, all of the money that they've been able to raise for children of cancer, for sickle cell, all of the innovations in new technology for all diseases, and just everything that they do and the things that they do for all human beings. And the message of inclusion of every race, every person of color, every person on this earth. I think they are an amazing charity.
Yes, and St. Jude is actually considered a Memphis gem. Okay. And we're just happy that it is an event that is still ongoing in Memphis. So how do you feel of being a Memphis native, of something going on like this in your city?
It's always great when there's something to come home to that is so monumental and so important to not only the community of Memphis, Tennessee, but to the world. And when they called and asked me, literally, honestly, I'm in the middle of filming a new movie for BET. It's called We Belong Together with me, Malik Whitfield, and Drea Michelle. And, I was like, okay, I got like 2 days off, so I guess I'm coming down. I'm going to host, and I literally have a flight at 6 a.m. to get right back to LA and make it happen. I had to be here. I had to be here to support St. Jude.
Hopefully you got a chance to get some home cookings while you were here.
I don't even know what that is. I don't know what that is right now.
And I know you said that you were working on a movie project. So is there anything that you can tell us about the project that you're working on now?
Yeah, so We Belong Together is a thriller, which I was kind of like intrigued by. And basically my ex-husband had an alcohol problem. He's coming out of rehab, and we're trying to co-parent. And he meets the fabulous Drea Michelle as a college professor. And with our co-parenting, we're trying to reconnect and re-engage our relationship. And, Drea's character doesn't really like that too much. So I'll just leave the rest to the suspense when you see this movie on BET. So we're just doing it now, so it'll probably be like in 6 months or more.
Definitely sounds like a sticky situation, and we're looking forward to that.
And by the way, I just want to shout out Logan, the movie Logan, that I was one of the stars of, which was the last Wolverine installment. That it is, it's got an Oscar nomination for Best Adapted Screenplay. So yeah.
Kudos to you. Hopefully, well wishes on that. We're hoping to bring home a win. And thank you so much for coming out tonight.
Absolutely.
And you have a blessed night.
Hey, thank you guys. Thank you guys so much from St. Jude for having me. Mwah.
All right, we are wrapping up here. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you next time.
Well, we gotta go, Jay.
But what if I want to go, Larita?
You don't want to go. It's fine, but time's up. We don't have to go home, but we gotta get there.
Okay, I got you. But we sure had a great time, right?
We had a good time.
Absolutely.
Indeed, we did. Next time, there is no telling who's gonna chat with us. Could it be DJ Khaled, Meghan Trainor, Fergie, Niecy Nash, the Braxtons?
Okay.
Who knows?
You mean so we got it like that, Jazzy Reed?
Yes.
Okay.
We've got it like that, Jay.
All right, that's okay.
Thanks to our producer, Logan Westbrooks, and EURweb.com, and of course, you too.
And be sure to look for us on Facebook and Instagram.
Yes, you can also find us at yourhollywoodlocal.com or hollywoodlocalmedia@gmail.com.
So until next time,
goodbye. Talk to you later. See ya. Thanks for tuning in to Your Hollywood Local.
Hollywood bustin' loose, bustin' loose. Hollywood bustin' loose, bustin' loose. Sharing what's up, what's hot, what's not, and keeping you in the flow. Letting you know just who said what because you need to know. There's fashion here.
Your Hollywood Local has been brought to you by Sunrise Buick.